Now in this video, we'll check how to convert the transition table into action and go to table. So first we'll check for the rules. Entries for the non-terminals in the transition table will be copied into the go to table. That means what? This is here I have already drawn the layout of the table. Here's the action table. One more has to be go to, and that table will contain your ETF. That were the non-terminals present in the transition table. Okay. Actually, we don't require to do it again until or unless it is asked. Okay. So entries for the terminals in the transition table will be copied into the action table preceded by S, that is shift operation. That means what we will do? In the last lecture, I have shown you this table we have constructed. Okay, this table we have constructed for this is a transition table and all these entries. This one will be your go to table. Okay, and the rest part will be converted to a action table. And how we will do this? See. Okay, now see here what is written. Check here what is written. I0 opening bracket it is written 4, ID it is written 5. So what we will do? We will copy that, but it will precede by a S. So what we will write? S4 and S5. Similarly, we will copy it down for all. Okay. Now see, for I1 it was, for plus it was 6, so I will write S6. Okay. For I2 under star it was 7, so I will write S7. Okay. And for I4 again same S4 and S5. Okay. I6, I5 was blank, I6 again S4 and S5. I7 will be your again S4 and S5, and I8 for your closing bracket it will be your S11. Okay. Now what is this? This is your rule number 2. Then what is rule number 3? Accept table will also contain reduce, accept and error operation. That we will see how we will do it. Okay. Now check. What is the augmented grammar? See, the augmented grammar was E dash tends to E. Where it is completely processed? It is completely processed in item set I1. That means in your row I1 under dollar, what we have to write? We have to write accepted. Okay, this is your accept state. Okay, and it is only for your augmented grammar. Now we will see what is next. If an item set I contains an item of the form A tends to W dot. A tends to W dot means we have to check for the parsing over here. Okay, leave the augmented grammar, it has already been done. So go to the other tables. Now see, here E tends to T dot. So it is which form? A tends to W dot. Okay, now come to the rule. So what is the rule? If an item set I contains an item of the form A tends to W dot, and if A tends to W is the rule M. A tends to W, that means there is a production for this. Now see, here it is a production. Now check what is the rule. E tends to T dot. Now check whether the production is there or not. Yes, of course it is there. E tends to T. Now when we construct the LR0 item set, we number the equation in this form. Augmented grammar has to be your equation number 0. You cannot write it 1. It is a rule. Okay. So what is this? E tends to T. What is the rule number? That means rule number means that is your equation number. So what is the value of M over here? 2. So what is the rule? C. A tends to W is the rule M with M greater than 0. Of course, the value is 2, so 2 is greater than 0. Then the row for the state I in the action table is completely filled with action. What will be the action? Reduce M. So what is the number M? The value is 2. So here in which item set we got this? C? We got in I2. Okay. So in your I2, what is the equation number? 2. M value is 2. So we will write fill R2. Here S7 is there, already action has been entered shift. So don't delete it, with that only write R2. Okay, and write R2 in rest all of the phases, terminals excluding your dollar and we can also write in dollar, no issues. Okay. Now come to I3. I3 we have t tends to f dot, go to the equation number, t tends to f dot is equation number 4. So, which item set it is? It is your I3. Now see, previously in the transition table I3 was completely blank. So, what we will do? We will enter it as R. Equation number is 4. So, we will enter your R4. Likewise, we will check for all the item sets. Okay. In I4, no symbols were there to be no symbol is there which is completely processed. So, no need to write anything. Again in I5, what is there? See, I5 we have f tends to id dot, and what is the equation number? Is 6. So, in I5 we will enter R6. Okay. So, in I6 nothing is there, I7 nothing is there, I8 also nothing is there. Then comes to I9. I9 it will have this e tends to e plus t dot. What is the equation number? 1. So, in I9 we will write R1. R1 in the entire row. Okay. In I10 it will be rule number 3. So, R3. And in I11 it will be your R5. That means equation number 5. What is your 5? F tends to bracket ready. Okay. So, what will be the question type? So, this is your action table. Now, the question type will be construct the LR0 item sets for the given grammar. Then what you have to do? First understand what you have to do. For the given grammar means, let us say if this is the example, then you will get the grammar G, you have to construct the augmented grammar G dash, mention the equation number, find out the item set, process it that the way we have done. Then you will draw the transition table. After transition table, you will convert the transition table into the action and go to table. Till this you have to do. But again here is a problem. Now see, in this table what happened? Here all the entries are single. Okay, we can put a cross over here, no issues. We can put cross over here also. Okay, no problem. No entries are there, so you can put a cross over here. Okay, now here what happened? Here is an entry where you are having both the operations, shift as well as reduce. So here it is a conflict. So when we have certain entry, what we call such a grammar? We call it as, it is not a LR0 grammar. Okay, like the previous cases where single entries are there, if you get a single entry, then it is a LR0 grammar. So for such cases, if the questions will be further asked, then what you have to do? You have to find out R2. What is the rule? R2. R2 means which equation number? Check. Equation number is your R2 means is E tends to T. That means you have to find out the first and follow of E, and according to that, which terminal symbols we will get, we will entry. So one more example we will also do in our next lecture regarding this particular problem. So if the question comes, any grammar is given to you, construct the LR0 item set for the given grammar. So all these steps you have to follow, whether it is a 5 marks or 7 marks questions, or in fact it is a 10 mark questions as well. Depends upon the type of grammar is given to you. Okay. So for all further updates regarding this topic, please do subscribe the channel and like and share the channel as well. Thank you.